We are getting closer to the third round of the Democratic debates. Two Texas natives will appear on the stage in Houston. Beto O'Rourke represented Texas's 16th congressional district for 3 terms. That district includes his hometown of El Paso. Julian Castro was Housing and Urban Development Secretary under President Obama. He is also the former mayor of San Antonio. However, neither appears to be leading the state's primary field. A poll released yesterday by Quinnipiac University shows O'Rourke tied for 3rd place. The same survey has Castro in 8th. Our Caitlin Huey-Burns caught up with the mayor of Austin. She asked Steve Adler why he's not supporting a fellow Texan, but rather Mayor Pete Buttigieg instead.
No, it was a tough decision because I know the other candidates from Texas that are running, but at the end I know Pete best, and he's a pretty spectacular guy. He is truly different and special. I've had the opportunity as the mayor of Austin to be able to spend time with mayors around the country, and he's different. He's a mayor's mayor. He's doing incredibly innovative things in his city.
Gromer Jeffers joins me now from Houston. He's a political writer for the Dallas Morning News. Gromer, thank you so much for joining us. Last night, Beto O'Rourke unveiled a list of 100 Lone Star supporters. The majority of them were elected officials. How are we seeing his campaign specifically reach out to voters ahead of tonight?
Well, what he's trying to do is remind them that, hey, I'm Beto O'Rourke. I'm the same guy that thrilled you guys in 2018 with my Senate race against Ted Cruz, where I came 2.6% of winning. And so he's going to try to remind them that his campaign can translate on a national level, that he can be a legitimate presidential candidate, and to, hey, remember, I'm your favorite son. I'm the guy I can win in March and then go ahead and beat the president, Donald Trump, in the general election in Texas. And of course, if Republicans lose Texas, that's game over for him. So that's, I think, will be his message tonight. Hey, don't forget about me. I'm a legitimate candidate. And hey, by the way, I can beat Donald Trump in Texas and lock away the presidential race.
Of course, as you know, there were 2 mass shootings in Texas last month in El Paso and Odessa. Today, Governor Greg Abbott released a list of gun safety recommendations to the state legislature. How critical is it that the candidates on the stage tonight address this issue?
Yeah, this is probably a top 3 issue for most everybody in the nation. I expect them to address it today. The governor's plan stops short of really having universal background checks with teeth in it, you know, something to prevent so-called stranger-to-stranger sales to be regulated and monitored in a real effective way. And so the candidates will outline their differences on gun control legislation. It's a big topic. Of course, there have been 2 mass shootings in Texas in less than a month, El Paso and Odessa. So we're right here in Texas. I expect all the candidates to speak to that tonight.
Meanwhile, Senator Elizabeth Warren has endorsed a primary challenger to Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar. It's for the seat in Texas's 28th congressional district. The progressive group Justice Democrats is also backing the candidate, Jessica Cisneros. What does a progressive primary campaign look like in Texas?
Well, it looks sort of like a progressive presidential campaign. You have arguments that, you know, do you go all the way to the progressive lane to try to appeal and attract and excite potential new voters, or do you sort of moderate to get the tried and true Democrats? So some of the same arguments you hear in a national presidential election, you hear here in Texas in the Texas primary. You know, Texas is a big state, big diverse population. You know, you talk about, you know, the white Democrat vanishing. You know, that's a subject here in Texas as well. And so do you try to appeal to traditional Texas Democrats, or do you try to appeal to more women, Democrats of color, and Democrats who are progressives on issues like health care, gun violence, and those type of issues? So I think the Warren endorsement gives, you may see more presidential candidates getting involved in primaries, not just in Texas, but all over the country.
Interesting developments. Gromer Jeffers, great to have your insight. Thank you so much, Gromer.
All right, good to see you again.